So apparently, God has spoken, and you can't date Scott the truck driver. It's against God's rules. But you can have a one-night stand, apparently. Well, I'm back in New York, and my God, is this place so disjointed and fucked compared to all the other states I've been to. And it's my home state, so I'm really... Yeah, it's like some predator noises and shit. So I'm really gonna have to evaluate my future as a New York State resident. I initially was like, oh, maybe I'll just suck it up and deal, but it's just getting too dumb for me right now. But I don't really want to talk so much about that as to kind of bring you up to speed, because it's been a while since I've made a video, believe it or not. I know you guys have just watched the Yellowstone videos, but that was well over a week ago. Almost 2 weeks now that I think about it. No, it's a little over a week. And I kind of wanted to let you know what happened after that, because a lot's happened. So on my way back from Yellowstone, I got an extra day of time on the load. So I took it upon myself to stop in Rapid City, South Dakota again. You know, being probably the last chance at openness before I head to the East Coast. So I did that. It was a pretty good fucking time, to be honest with you. I actually broke my drinking embargo. I had 3 drinks. You know, because I thought it was a celebratory thing, and I limited myself, and I didn't get out of hand. So I went there because they had a karaoke bar. You know, I had dinner, I walked around the mall, I did like normal life shit, you know, because I knew coming back here to New York State that I wasn't going to get to be normal. And I'll get into that in another video, but fuck yeah, even today at this Beaver Lake, which I've come to a million times, there's just so much stupid shit, but not to get sidetracked. So I go to the karaoke bar, and I hadn't sang in a karaoke bar since the pandemic kicked off. You know, I've done karaoke online, obviously, and all that. So I was really psyched that I was going to get to go to a bar. And it still wasn't quite normal. I mean, we had to swap little mic cover things, and they had the plastic shield completely around the bar, which felt weird and stupid. Yet, nobody wearing masks, nobody social distancing whatsoever. And I went there purely, I wasn't trying to pick up chicks. You know, I wasn't looking to really do anything but sing and have a good time. And maybe make a new friend or two in the process. And it was going along just fine. So, after like my second song, I think it was, so after my second song, or thereof, I hear this woo behind me. Loud chick woo. And I turn around, and then I'm not going to name her. But she apologized for wooing in my ear, and I responded with, that's great. At this point, I'm happy to hear a woo girl in action. You know, because it's a sign of normalcy. It's a sign of getting back to normal. And this woman was nice. You know, I liked her. You know, she seemed friendly enough. Definitely outgoing. And she started talking to me. Well, unfortunately, she had already started talking to another dude before she started talking to me. And that dude was drunk off his ass and basically like following her all over the place like a puppy dog. So there's that. Don't necessarily want to share my story with other people on the trail. So this dude was following her around like a puppy dog, trying to make out with her, and she was reciprocating. She made out with him right back, and then tried to like, and then she started to come to me to rescue her from this dude. And, I played along a little bit, as in she wanted me to pretend that I knew her and that we were together in some way or in the past and make it out. But this dude was so fucked up, he didn't give a shit. So I just, it's not really my place to run interference for a woman I've just met. But, I played along a little bit, but at the end of the day, I just sat there and observed. And if she was interested in me, and she was making it clear she was going to have to take care of her own mess. And then we could move forward from there. And sure, and it took a while, and probably some advice from some of her fellow friends. I gathered she knew a lot of people there. So, I guess she took care of it. But, I should have just fucking bailed at that point. But once he was out of the picture, after some awkward moments, it was just her and I for probably another 2 hours till close at the bar. And I had switched to water. Like I had my 3 drinks in the beginning, and then I switched to water the rest of the night. So by the time that her and I were together, I was completely sober. She was still fairly fucked up, I think. So the first thing that happened was a conversation, because she is a woman of faith. As in, she wanted to know if I was religious. And I said, well, not exactly. I believe in nature and the cycle of life. And I suppose you could call that kind of a spirituality or a form of faith. I try and work in harmony with nature as much as possible, but not always. But I understand that, how nature works, and it's fairly neutral, in terms of it doesn't give a shit about whether you believe in it or not. It's just you're at nature's mercy. So I don't know if there's a name for that religion or what, but that's probably the closest to religious I am. It's not necessarily atheist or even agnostic, because I do believe and think I know how what our place is in this world. But I know not everybody believes that, and I respect other people's beliefs and religions, including hers. And I said, I don't begrudge people their belief structure in any way, as long as they don't begrudge me mine, And that was the point where she should have bailed if she wasn't okay with it. But she didn't. She didn't. No. So, it's nice. The lake's closed because COVID. So she said she was okay with it. And I was still not in we're going to go to her place or anything like that at that point. In fact, it wasn't until the very end of the night where she asked me if I wanted to go to her place at the end of the night. And I was like, oh, okay. And I'm not stupid. I'm I'm in my 40s. When a woman you just met in the bar asks you to come home with her, usually it's not just to cuddle, but I would have been fine just doing that. I would have just been there laying with her, hanging out. But no, that didn't happen. We fucked for a while. But it was more, you know, I need like a connection in these situations, or, you know, I don't necessarily enjoy it as much as I should. So there's that. I got people coming up. Probably shouldn't talk about fucking, you know, even though I'm vlogging and shit. So, hello. So, you know, it was quite the night. You know, I enjoyed her company. She had some baggage. I'm not going to get too deep into that. She also was suffering from some kind of seizures, which I personally witnessed 2 of them. One of which she stopped breathing for a little bit. And, you know, I obviously know a lot about nutrition and seizures, being a keto advocate. So I'm like, maybe I could actually help her, you know. And, you know, I didn't get too preachy about it to her, but, you know, I've studied a lot of it. And I kind of know what I'm talking about. And I have helped people. You know, I need to help myself. We'll get to that at the end of the video, if you still hang in there. Did I just turn the wrong fucking way? Is there another trail going to the left up here? Yeah. Getting lost. And shit. But, you know, we hit it off. And she was saying things to me like she wanted to keep going. She wanted to see me again. She wanted to even go out on the road with me a few weeks and stuff. In the future, of course. After seeing each other a couple more times, probably. You know, and when I got on the truck, we, you know, hugged and kind of gazed at each other a little bit. It was almost like a fucking movie and shit. But, you know, we said our goodbyes, and then we've kept in touch on the phone. Like, I talked to her for hours on the phone, you know, through the Bluetooth while I'm driving. And, what the hell? So, it takes an hour to complete the trail. I think I can handle that. But there's like a cart up here. Oh, there's a family. I probably can't talk about fucking up here. There's kids. And shit. How's it going?
Good, how are you?
Doing all right. So you know, and I was ready to actually date this woman. You know, despite some of my better judgment here. And, you know, I'm working hard. Like, it's been a couple days. We've been talking, texting, video chatting, all kinds of shit. And then, funny thing is I sent her, like, the link to my first Yosemite video. And I didn't hear nothing back from her. And I was tired because I've been eating like shit. So I pulled over the truck during the middle of one of my runs and took a 2-hour nap. And then when I got up from the 2-hour nap, I had received a text. And it's the classic, you know, this isn't gonna work, can we just be friends? And I was like, wow, that's like a sudden change. What's the deal is? God showed me the way. And that pissed me off. I ain't gonna lie. I was pissed. Because when you add it all up, I got played. You know, she got her one night stand from the fucking guy passing through, and you know, now she wants to move on with a clear conscience. And but she went about it the whole wrong way. I mean, you could have told me up front, can we just go have sex and that's it? You know, you lay the ground rules in the beginning, not after you've led somebody along emotionally for a little while. And well, lo and behold, I got mad and I responded, but I didn't really, you know, I was like, right. And she's like, what's right mean? And I'm like, oh, we're going to do this on text, no less. So, hello. So we're going to do this on text, no less. And, sorry. Still like nature a lot. Even though there's a shit ton of itchy green shit here. Like reaching out into the trail. You know, every cliched, you know, short of ghosting me, which there was a period of silence before these texts came in. So I had kind of had it, you know, and I said, if you want to remain friends, then I need a better explanation than God showed you the way. And she did throw another excuse, like she doesn't want to go back on the road, and I responded, or go on the road with me, and her, you know, and given her health condition, I can understand that actually, but I never told her she had to. You know, I'm not that needy. I can visit, that's fine. It'd be kind of long distance relationship, but if you're not okay with that, it's not like you didn't know right up front what I'm about. You know, and something about the video obviously turned her off. I can't imagine what. It was just me walking through the woods, being me, you know. But the fuck do I know anyway? So then she got lippy with me and was like, you know, the fact that you're being negative about this means you're not the man for me. And I responded, because I'm a dick, that because you're dishonest, you're not the woman for me. And then I finished it off with, go with God, which I knew was a way to poke the bear. So she immediately blocked me on Facebook. I know that because I went there because I was going to unfriend her. Not block her, unfriend her, so that she didn't pop up in my feed. But she immediately blocked me. Now, during the course of one of our conversations, we talked about some of my past. Like, I like putting my cards on the table right in the beginning. So if a person isn't okay with me or my baggage, that they can opt out right away and not waste either of our times. You know, we don't have a lot of time, and I know I don't in this world. And it's important not to waste what little we get. So, you know, she gave me this big speech about forgiveness at one point, and I'm like, really? How are you going to give me a speech about forgiveness and, you know, positivity, and then block me and do all of that? If she truly had faith properly, she would have not fucked me. She wouldn't have made out with that dude at the bar. She wouldn't have blocked me because I was getting upset at her dumping me by text, which we weren't in a relationship, but essentially friend zoning me through text, which is something that's bullshit. Call me if you're going to do that. At the very least, you know, do it in real time instead of a text-based fucking way that's easy way out. Don't be a pussy. If you're going to fuck with somebody's emotions, you better fucking do it in person, face-to-face, or at least by phone. Don't text a motherfucker. So, that was that. And it kicked off a good 3-day, almost pit of hell depression for me. And I really just needed to focus and think about how to get back to where I was before I ran into her. And that's what I did. You know, I spent a few days just contemplating, you know, and it's, you know, just moving past, moving forward, jumping over and stepping over. But at the same time, we all have that little fucking part of us that wants to prevent it from happening again, because it sucked, you know. It's a blow. Someone sleeps with you and then tells you they don't want you afterwards. I mean, that's not something that's fun, you know. It's different if you go into it saying this is just a one-off than if you lead someone on and tell them, you know, you want to see them more and you can't wait to see them again, and, you know, all that kind of shit. Those are words that came out of her mouth. Untruthful words. Because you don't say all of that and then all of a sudden watch a video, or maybe 2 videos, I don't know. Maybe she watched something I did earlier that pissed her off. You know, but I was forward, you know. It's not like I hid the fact that I'm a YouTuber. I haven't hid the fact of anything. Like, my entire fucking history for the past 5 years is on the fucking internet, you know. So, you know, it's not like I can hide who I am at this point. So, you know, it comes down to it. I am a nomad, 100% at this point. You know, I'm getting ready to leave out of New York again, and I'm kind of wanting to be a nomad. And I think the only way a nomad can date is if you date another nomad, someone that's okay with, you know, either traveling with you or just meeting from time to time and spending time together and increasing the quality of that time to compensate for the lack of quantity. But, you know, a while back I made the why I'm not in a relationship and why I never will be video. I'm really tired of that shit, you know. I'm in my 40s now. I don't got time for that. I don't have the patience for it. I just want to fucking live my life. I want to travel. I want to see things. I want to do things. If somebody wants to come along on that ride with me, I'm all for it. But I'm not going to compromise who I am, what I do, and I'm not giving any ground anymore. You know, that's the thing. And I don't think that there are a lot of women out there that aren't already happily with somebody that are going to tolerate that from me, and that's fine. You know, just don't fuck around with me is all I ask. You know, if you can't handle it, I'm upfront about everything. You know, and you know me, I got fucking verbal diarrhea. I talk all kinds of shit. So, nomadic dating, I don't know. Don't know if it's possible. And, but for a moment, she had me questioning, you know. And the thing about me, though, is even though I am a nomad, sorry, I'm holding up because I'm catching up to the group in front of me. Even though I'm a nomad, I can stop at any time, you know. I'm used to living minimalist life. I can survive on less than $800 a month and settle down anywhere, really. And, you know, if the right one came along, I could probably be convinced at some point to come off the road. You know, but I'm sorry, you're going to have to be one hell of a woman for that. I'm going to have to fucking trust you. I'm going to have to not have drama, not have bullshit, not have unreasonable expectations, not to expect perfection, because there is no perfection. You got to accept my flaws along with my virtues. We got to have some stuff in common, but not everything, you know. For example, with her and I, our religion and philosophy was different, but we liked nature. We liked doing this kind of stuff. At least she said she did, unless she was full of shit. But I don't want to play games. Seems like everybody wants to fucking play games and have drama in the dating world nowadays. And this is why I stayed single for 2 years. Why I made very little effort to even connect with this woman. Though she made it obvious, you know, that she was interested in me. And I literally made very little effort to take her home. So it was mostly in her court. I just was like, yeah, sure, why not? You know? And it was quite an adventure too. We got picked up by somebody in a random pickup truck because we couldn't get our Uber. Turns out probably wasn't a real Uber or Lyft driver. He wanted $30 to take us to her place. And yeah, it was frustrating. It set me back a little bit for a good 3-4 days. And then I've since recovered. I came out of the depression probably about a day before I got back home. And now I've been, you know, since I've been home, I've spent time with my friends. I've gone out on hikes. I went kayaking with a friend of mine. You might remember him, Octane. So here's a little bit of that. Yeah. So we're about to hop on a kayak. Thanks to my buddy Octane. Although it's been a long time since I've been on a kayak. And apparently these are more tip overy than the previous one I was out on. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting and shit. He said he will laugh at me as I drown. And shit.
It's gonna be fun. Okay.
You got a new podcast, right?
Yes. Yeah, actually, and I'm actually starting a daily snippet of my point of view on crazy things. But the weekly podcast, we actually have our first official episode starting this Sunday. It's called The Gentleman and the Jerk. You can find us on Facebook, streaming live, and then it'll be posted to YouTube following that. The Gentleman and Jerk on YouTube as well as Facebook. So check it out. Sunday night, 8 o'clock Eastern is when we're going live.
All right. So, any advice? It's been a while.
Oh yeah, because you haven't been on the long one.
Yeah.
I mean, the balance is gonna be the same. Keep your knees locked, but you got the pedals. So as you're shifting the pedals, you're gonna lose the pressure. So just make sure you kind of lean into it a little bit. Don't over lean.
So I can steer it with the pedals.
You can steer it with the pedals, yeah. So you should constantly be paddling equal. Like there shouldn't be any of this thing going on. It should be just nice and equal, and then the pedals will steer you where you need to go.
To the bottom of the lake.
To the bottom of the lake,
yeah. Yeah. So we're in the middle of Skinny Atlas Lake after saying we were gonna hug the shore because I'm a pussy. Sorry for the wind noise. I blame GoPro. Oh shit. Oh shit. But it's been 2 years, what, 2 years since I've been out here?
Now, did you go out after you fell in the water that one time?
I think one more time, or once or twice after that.
Okay.
So, yeah, when I fell in the Erie Canal.
So, I didn't get out a whole lot that year. Remember
Yeah.
she was holding the boat hostage?
Ain't love grand.
Hey, boys and girls, don't get married.
Yeah, that's a public service announcement. And I 100% approve this message. So, it does feel good to be in the middle of a lake again. I don't know if it feels good enough for me to buy one yet, but
It's worth it, man.
everyone wants me to buy toys to go hang out with them. Like, you want me to get a kayak?
Oh, that'd be awesome. Then you can hang out with Jessica too.
Oh, there we go. Sorry.
Because Jen never got into kayaking, but Jessica loves it.
Steve wants me to buy a motorcycle.
Well, considering how poorly you did on my boosted board, I would say that's probably not a great idea.
Yeah, I'm reluctant.
And that's a big investment to dump it the first time you got it out.
Yeah. Well, he says buy a cheap one so you
Sure,
get all that out of your system.
Yeah, buy like a Shadow 500 or something like that. Test it out.
So I don't know. Maybe next year I'll start buying toys if I have money. But right now I want to travel. So
There you go.
and shit. Thanks, by the way, for getting me out here.
Yeah, I'm glad we got together.
The adventure continues.
Scott and I had to unfriend each other because due to political differences on social media.
Yeah, I was like, I don't want to read your shit anymore, but we're still friends.
Yeah, we're still friends.
It's all right. He sometimes doesn't watch my videos when I piss him off. So it's all good.
Well, you drone
and plus,
out,
I'm too long. Yeah.
I don't have an hour.
Yeah, I'm only allowed to make 5-minute videos.
That's not true. If it's under 25 minutes, I'll jump on
Oh.
there.
I think the current's pushing me that way. So,
Magnetism.
yeah. So we're gonna paddle our asses over to the village and then back, and hopefully not die. It's all good though. And then I also went to Sterling Bluffs with a couple other friends of mine and hung out with Steve, hung out with Mike.
Bad, you just kind of go down on your feet.
It's bad.
You already gotten past most of the worst.
You might be the first fatality of Sterling Bluffs. Oh no, now he's inspired you, didn't he?
No, I'm probably not doing it.
Alright.
Probably not. Let's see.
I don't have cell signal, so it'll be a while for the search and rescue.
No, dude, he's almost all the way down. You're past the steepest part as far as I can see. Right?
Well, I can't quite tell the topology further down. There's chicks down there.
Go get us some chicks.
We need chicks. No, we don't need a whole family though.
No.
Now can you climb back up?
Got you water up here when you want it.
I hope he wasn't expecting us to go next.
I know he wasn't expecting you to go.
I guess that means he made it.
I don't know. Every time he puts his foot in the water. He seems scared of the water. Like he didn't want to get cold.
I don't even know if it's cold.
It's definitely not what you want.
Well, the air is chilly, but the water might be okay.
It's definitely not what you want. On a windy day like this.
Know them from the Adventure Team videos. Christy couldn't come. She's got other things going on right now. You know, that's a snake from, oh my God, look at that snake. That's a serious fucking snake. I hope it's not poisonous. I don't even know if you can see it. Yeah. I didn't even see that motherfucker. He could have got me. Gotta watch myself. But, so I guess I'm back to another couple years. I reset the clock at least. And, just gonna be single, you know, and not worry about it. I was doing fine before I ran into her, and I'll do fine after. It's not my first rodeo, so to speak. You know, but it does make me a little bit, you know, it kind of lessens any hope of someday settling down with someone. It's just not, it's not on my radar at this point because I'm tired of it. I really am fucking tired of it. You know, I can't do it. Can't do it anymore. You know, that was probably, that's one less fuck I have to give at this point. You know, you took my last fuck, you motherfucker. What's this? Why does it look all fucked up? Like, it's been a while since I've been here, and this is not looking like it's doing too good. And shit. I miss walking in remote wilderness where I don't hear motherfuckers. I'm gonna have to pass all of them at some point. Remote cameras are used in this for wildlife viewing. Do not enter. Huh. Table's not doing too good. So, my next video, I'll talk to you about keto and the fucking reset that I'm going to be doing to lose this 14 fucking pounds I gained. That's right, 14 pounds on the road. There's all kinds of motherfuckers in woods here and shit. So yes, I'm fat again. These things happen. I weighed 209 this morning. So while it's not as bad as I thought I was like 220. Given what I was eating and given all of that. You know what? I don't want to catch up to them. So I'm going to take a break here. Oh, I might have to take a shit in the woods. Oh man. That bad diet. Let's go in here. Oh. And here we are. In the very, very overgrown lake and shit. Well, what the fuck do I know anyway? Give me your thoughts. Maybe I'm the bad guy here. I don't know. You know, I just think she did it all wrong. But, I don't know. What can you do? This fly is pissing me off. You know, I might be in the wrong. It's hard to tell. But I was bitterly disappointed. There's not much I can do about it though. Move on. So, tomorrow I get back on the truck. Don't have a load yet, but I'm sure they'll come up with one. And start my keto journey. I plan on heading to Denver, Colorado is my next time off point. So that's on the map, and I'll probably try renting a car and maybe going back up to South Dakota for a while, especially if Denver's still closed. And especially if there's lots of riotous shit going on. And that'll be my next adventure. I wanted to go camping, so I'm getting my backpack set up to be able to go camping in the Black Hills. And might do Harney Peak if I got time, but I'm only probably going to get 2 days off, maybe 3, for 4th of July time frame. So trails will probably be crowded, I imagine. But I need to get out into some more remote adventures. and maybe do some backpacking overnights, especially if it's warm out and not shitty weather with hail and thunder and fucking tornadoes and shit, which I'm finding is a big thing in the Midwest. But if you like my shit, please like and subscribe, and I'll make more fucking shit. If you want to keep tabs on where I'm going to get time off and hang out, I'm not necessarily going to post everywhere I go, but I will be sending out emails from my free email list on ScottTheTruckDriver.com to let people know where and approximately when I'm going to be. And maybe I'll meet y'all for a cup of coffee, bullshit about keto and shit. And hopefully by then I'll have lost some of this, 14, 15 pounds I gained. We'll see. I had carbs today, potatoes. I had a cookie too. Yeah, I went way off the rails. I even ate one of them fucking accursed Cinnabons while I was in the truck. Oh my God, I was like, I might as well have been injecting fructose directly into my fucking liver. Shit's jumping in the water. It's disturbing. So, that's it for this short little vlog. Just wanted to bring you all up to speed before I head back out. I'll talk a little bit more about my New York experience at the end of my keto video, which I'm going to do. And then we'll figure it out from there.
Other side, girls.
Hello.
Howdy. Stop that or I'm putting you down too, kid.
Down, you chicken.
Actually, before I go, I do want to bring you up to speed on what New York looks like right now. So Phase 3 New York opened literally the day I got back here. And it is a confusing pile of shit. Stuff that makes completely no sense. Social distancing is being taken a little too literally. And here's one of the dumb things. Now, Cuomo's like the masked fucking Nazi. He wants you to wear a fucking mask. He's even threatening to close back down because of the number of people in New York City who are like, fuck this mask shit. Now, I can tell you from my places I've seen, the population of New York is still way more compliant than any other state, including Pennsylvania, that I've been to. All of these other states have mask requirements. And I say requirements because it's not a fucking law, you fucking prick, Cuomo, piece of shit, motherfucking piece. But it's not a law. It's an executive order, Fuck you, it's an unlawful order. But I'm not pissing too much in the pool. If I go into a business and they want me to wear a mask, I'm like, okay, you fucking piece of shit, I'll wear it. I know what, some of them don't even fucking believe in it. And they're just doing it so that they don't get shut down, and I understand that. So, I don't like it though. But people are starting to rebel here and there. Right now it's about, I'd say 9-1 in favor of masks when I go out in public and see people in businesses. Like walking through Walmart, 9 out of 10, if not 10 out of 10, depending on the crackdown that's going on at Walmart. And it's also one of those places, as reported to me by a friend of mine, where if you don't wear your mask, some random motherfucker that is wearing a mask and thinks they can tell you what to do is going to get all up in your shit about it. And I know I have a friend that's done that a couple times, and they're like people chasing them down. Just random people, not people that even work at the places, And for you people that are doing that, you got to understand, people are only going to take that so far. Like, I was waiting to get into Guitar Center, which was allowing 6 people in the building at a time. I was waiting to get in there because I wanted to see some of the gear for music, finally, after all this time. And they were only allowing 6 people. This place could easily, without encroaching in other people's space, host maybe 10 to 15, maybe even 20 customers. It's big enough. But they're only taking 6 at a time. So I had to wait outside, you know, and while it is kind of nice walking through a store at 6 at a time, while I was waiting to get in outside, 2 other fucking customers came up to ask if they could go in and browse, and they said, you're going to have to wait a little while. And they were like, nope. So you're losing money. So it's really going to be up to these businesses to take a stand against Cuomo. And if they don't, they're going to lose money. People don't want this mask shit. The majority of people I have met and talked to are like, no mask for me. I don't like it. It's dehumanizing. It's hard to breathe through them. You know, it makes your ears sore in some of them. And, you know, it's fucking ridiculous and unnecessary when you look at the data. So, but don't tell that to Cuomo, because facts and shit. So that's my rant. You know, things that don't make, like here at Beaver Lake, the building's closed. You know, I normally go into the building to sign in as a veteran so I can get, you know, because this is a free park for veterans. And no, the building's closed. They're telling you to wear your mask on the trail. And I'm like, fuck you. Good luck getting me out of here. There, you're gonna have to follow me for 1.5 miles, and I ain't fucking putting my mask out in nature. Sorry. Not gonna fucking happen. You don't like it? Stay the fuck away from me. That's really what it comes down to. You don't like me not wearing my mask out here and outdoors? Fuck off. I will not put my mask on anywhere outside. Anywhere. You know, I make an exception to that if I'm working and the customer I'm delivering to. That's a workplace requirement. I can be okay with that because at least they're fucking paying me. But as far as on my personal time, doing my personal shit, no mask outside. It's a rule. You don't like it? Fucking stay away from me. It's really that simple. You want to fucking protect other people? Stay the fuck away from people like me. Because I'm absolutely sick of this shit. Motherfucker Cuomo talking about shutting shit back down. Fuck you. So, and this is Cuomo's latest fucking speech. You know, the other thing is how hypocritical it is. You know, he's getting on to people for ignoring the fucking mask thing, but yet you can go burn shit down and, you know, throw bricks at people and spit on police officers and do all that. That's okay. Just you better wear a mask, motherfucker. How do you think those people doing all that, you know, really? It's okay to commit all those crimes, but you're gonna fucking go after the mask fucking civil disobeyers from the unconstitutional fucking law? I'm sorry, Cuomo, your word is not law. And you're gonna find out the hard way as people leave your state. So, ran over there. And I know I'm not the only one leaving New York behind as far as economically. I'll visit my friends and family here. But I'm going to take my ball and leave New York. You know, I will not invest in New York anymore. My tax dollars won't come here. I won't buy property here. I will not participate in New York's economy in that way. Now, I might buy shit in a restaurant and eat it, you know, try and help some of the locals. But as far as the government, yeah, no, sorry. It's not going to happen, Cuomo. You know, I'll do whatever I can to avoid you. You know, so it is what it is. I haven't 100% decided which state I'm going to reside in. Probably one that allows me to be a nomad. I'm leaning towards South Dakota still, just because I know it very well. And I have some reservations about doing it, but if I have to choose between that and Cuomo threatening me if I don't wear a mask, fuck Cuomo. Right in his... Sorry, I didn't mean to get like that. I know a couple of you love Cuomo. He's a piece of shit. You can have him. Not my governor, and if he ever runs for president, not my president. And there's ways to avoid participating in this mess as a nomad, If you're living on wheels and don't own property, you won't be paying taxes on said property. So the only money the government will get out of me is sales tax, federal income tax, and Social Security. And that is contingent on how much money I earn. So if I choose, as a minimalist who can survive on a lot less money, to reduce my income, I reduce the amount of money I give to this government for their shit. And so if you want me to do my part in society, quit fucking with me. It's really that simple. Same for all these cities that are defunding the police and shit. You want me to deliver to your city? You better secure that shit. I'm not going in there if I'm fucking in a security risk. Sorry, not gonna. I'll refuse the load. Oh, you might get fired. Well, okay. I hope you find somebody that's willing to go. Last I checked, they polled truckers. 70% said they won't deliver to a defund city. So when you reduce your police force, keep in mind how your city survives. And us truckers ain't going to be rolling in there. And the ones that are going to have to be well paid. So there goes the price of your goods and services. So, a lot of people just take for granted the way things fucking work, the way your city operates. I hope you got enough room to make those fucking self-sustaining gardens in the middle of your fucking town. You think that'll feed anybody when you fill it with human shit? Let's see. Yeah. Fertilize it with your shit, because we won't be hauling fertilizer into you anytime soon. Hopefully you got room for cattle in the downtown of your local fucking free zone. I'm sorry. I'm just really fed up with a whole lot of shit. And I need to disconnect from the media a lot more than I have. So, just left that little rant on the end for you. What the fuck do I know anyway? Don't listen to me. I don't know shit. I suck at all this. I don't even know where the fuck I am. I should probably pay better attention. So please, do the best you can. Get out in nature. Get away from this shit. Disconnect from the news media. Disconnect from social media. Get away from these fucked up cities that are destroying us. And I'm here to tell you, the further away you can get, the less influence all these assholes have on you. And that's the way I'm going to deal with it from now on. Have a nice motherfucking day and shit. And fuck Cuomo. Fuck him. I fucking can't stand him. He's such a motherfucker. God.